I was talking that whole time and it wasn't even live.
It wasn't live?
Nope, I didn't hit the button. That was like a 30-minute talk. Damn it. Now I don't even feel like talking anymore. What did I just say?
Damn it.
You're right, Mom. I did just say damn it. Hi, welcome to my two. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things.
Heyoka?
Heyoka, hey.
Heyoka.
I'm a Heyoka. Heyoka empath. Empath, Heyoka. People think it's so cute being an empath, being sensitive. They think it's cute. They think it's not cute. It's not cute. It's not fun. You know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You know what it's like, Ma. You're one of those. You go into a room, you know what? You go walk into a situation like a DMV or something like that. You already know it's not going to go. You know how it's going to go based on the people behind the counter.
Because of the people.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? You read people. Right? You go you know?
Yeah.
And so I go into it and I read people too. And sometimes people, they really just don't like helping people just because of how people look. And I don't even understand that. I don't get that. And, man, the world is not the place that I thought it would be ever. I mean, it's just turned into such a gross, saturated hodgepodge of just greed and selfishness.
There's a lot of that.
So much of it. And people are getting so ugly. There was a story that happened the other day, Mom, that I read about on Saturday night. People give police too much credit. You know, Saturday night, these 4 young kids went out, man. Nothing good happens after 10 o'clock at night. Nothing good you don't go out, you know, going out to all that lifestyle, there's nothing good happens. All the bad stuff happens then, right? That's the party time. So these young kids went out and it showed them like eating at a taco truck at like a little after 1 in the morning. Probably had the drunken hungries, you know, stop and get the, you know. Well, they freaking never woke up the next morning. 4 kids in a house off campus in Moscow, Idaho, got freaking slayed.
They killed them?
Somebody did. Maybe it was more than one. Who knows? Who knows? Because the police don't know anything. They couldn't find any with all the blood everywhere. You know, no track. They not enough of these guys ever watch Columbo or freaking. You know, they don't know, or Quincy. You know what I mean? They don't know what questions to ask because. I don't understand how, I mean, these reports that are coming out are just bizarre. It's like there were people in the house, but they didn't call. No! They didn't call it. No emergency personnel until noon the next day. Go lie down.
That's a long time.
Yeah, for freaking nastiness to be in your house. Go, lie down. Come on. And we'll go walk around. There no clues, no idea, but a lot of the teachers and stuff said, F this, man. Then they're like, there's not a threat. They have no idea who did it 4 days later, killed these 4 kids, no clue at all, and then try and tell people there's not a threat. There's not a threat. There's murderers rocking around. There's always a threat. There's always people that like to hurt people on this planet. A lot of them are the freaking administration and the freaking governments of these planets. I've been watching this or reading these headlines with these pretentious. Just take all the rich people and put them on an island, and they'll freaking what was that? That was that Flies movie or book. The Flies, something of Flies. Anyway, it don't matter. They'll just freaking in themselves, you know, because that's what freaking egos do. When people just go around doing what they want to do, living in their self. Administrators and freaking politicians are people that have never been told no. And none of those people have never freaking dug a ditch, have never freaking worked. None of them, as far as I'm concerned, have ever done any viable anything to freaking make a human being's life better over their own. over there. None of them have, and they don't know how to do that. So we don't live in a society where that is where that's desired, where people want to do that. No. And I know it. I've been a part of this. I've tried to use the system to help me, and it's the system isn't designed to help people. It's not. People have to help people because the system isn't designed to help people. It's designed to pay people to sit in a chair to not answer a phone or an email to get people what they need. See? It's so you pay them and the overhead. How many freaking buildings in every state are freaking have sat empty and that overhead was still getting paid? My brother has worked at home. He makes $160,000 a year, according to the website online for California Transparency, so you can see. Yeah. And he doesn't even, scratch his balls, go into his home office and just start typing letters because he's a lawyer and that's what he does. He wouldn't even help me and Mom find a place. As far as he's concerned, we could have been homeless. But all of his subordinates and his employees think he's a really great fucking guy. They think he's a real great guy. His wife thinks he's a real great guy. Well, this scar under Mom's left eye that he did, yeah, he's not a real great guy. And a lot of these guys, they don't got emotional control, and then they just put themselves in situations in lives where they just always get their way, so they're always happy. But as soon as they start losing control, wickedness is like alcoholism. It's like any demon that anybody could have. It lays dormant. And people that feed that behavior, that it lays dormant, and then something's going to happen, and homeboy's just going to beep! Yep. See, because life is good now. The kids are young, making all that money. Don't have to freaking think about your sister or your mother because you don't give a shit. You never did. But they're so far away, no one will ever know. No one will ever know what a terrible withholding human being you are. Because you just look like you're just the nicest guy in the world. Right? Right? Yeah. And it's so many of them. I'm just one story. I'm just a drop in the bucket. I'm just a drop in the bucket of people that freaking just can't seem to find support in life. Just can't seem to find it. Yet so many people. Isn't it funny how rich people always get the good deals? You know it? That Bozos dude, the dude that freaking owned Amazon or whatever, just gave Dolly Parton $100 million. I'm pretty sure she has enough fucking money. I'm pretty sure she does. But it's all a fucking game, and it's all people, they just play. How many people in the state that she lives in, how many people need places to live in her state? Right? Yeah. So I know a lot of people need place. I've lived in the only place that I lived that there wasn't a lot of homeless was Nebraska. That's just because it was so cold, man. People didn't want to sleep out there. There's more traveling kids and shit like that in the summer when it was warmer, but it's like winter 7 months of the year there. But freaking Oregon, and you can't just, I mean, yeah, you can play, you could theoretically build a bunch of facilities, big enough for a person to sleep, maybe with their dog, stuff like that, with the heater, kind of thing, just a little, and then like community bathrooms and stuff like that. But whenever there's a group of people like that, it gets so dirty and filthy, And a lot of people, not all of them, because there's a lot of travelers, unhoused, whatever you call it, that I'd say most of them aren't, but a lot of them are junkies and stuff like that, So what, are you going to have prerequisites? Yeah, you're welcome to stay here. You just can't stay here and be all effed up all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the thing, is there's so many people that are hurting. That's just another thing that people need to address is addiction. See, if they would just teach people how to meditate when they were young, a lot of these wouldn't even be factors.
That's true.
If people learn how to meditate when they were 5, 6 years old, see, I had to learn how to meditate. I didn't have a choice. Sitting on a Greyhound bus for 11 hours, me staring out a window, I was in a meditate state.
That'd be hard.
I mean, I had to do a lot of stuff that wasn't fun. A lot of, me telling myself, basically lying. Oh yeah, this will be great. This is fine. Everything's great. That's what. There's so much spiritual bypassing going on right now. So many people telling people, oh, don't live in fear. There's a lot of reasons people really should be scared right now. There's a lot of reasons. The sun going out for run. That's supposed to happen in like less than 10 years, in the 2030s. That's right around the corner. So, but people still go on with their freaking sports and their stupid politics. The only I don't even know if it's a good thing, because good, bad, and different. People are, all these people making bunkers and stuff. All these people that are gonna go into the earth. Ben is like your host. It's not the place to be. Everything's gonna melt and heat up, and all the electricity going. It's just not the place to be, and you can't live in fear of things that might happen. Said, I've seen I just get pictures of all these movies, of all these characters that I've seen in my life that, well, had. Just getting goofy, man. But we live in such a pretty place. I just am still stressed out all the time. I don't know what the planetary alignment is. I don't like winter either. It's just so cold. Like, today was a little bit warmer, but yesterday it was so cold, like my shoes got wet and my toe, and then I was like, I couldn't warm up. Yep. And I don't do good cold with the whole Addison's disease and the freaking those 8 anthrax vaccines really messed up my thermal system too. It's just, but hey, the government don't care. They just, it's all about units. It's selling units. It's all about selling units. It doesn't matter. It's all about pushing units and items per unit and all that. They don't care about people are dropping. I watched this reel of these, it's when your heart gets taxed. That's the thing, is it's freaking breaking people's hearts. This stuff is breaking people's hearts. So they're working out and they're lifting weights, and then they're just freaking collapsing into the wall, and it just, oh my gosh, and I don't understand, because I don't remember a time that the government has ever said anything true. I don't think they've said anything true, they haven't. They call it national security. That's so they like to keep things under wraps and not tell people about things, right? But that's how it always was before. Now it just seems like, they just... We're going to have our first televised war. World War. Yeah. In real life, World War III is of the spiritual variety. Yeah. We'll see how people are choosing. Where I live, man, there was like 3 ads today. People are going to start getting hostile and stuff like that, because with all the people are mad because there's so many Airbnbs and temporary housing and stuff like that. Somebody put up an ad that you can come live in their house for the month of December for $3,000.
Oh, wow. Shit.
And it's just, they're trying to do their own Airbnb bullshit or something like that, right? Well, Taos, the only you can't even call it industry, but the only business money here is the lodges, the skiing, right? Everything's about the tourist and stuff like that. What people don't get is tourists suck. I don't understand that. People that just want to go around and see what it's like to live here and see what this is like and what this place is like. It's like, what, are you never satisfied with where you're at? You always got to be someplace else, right? Well, it makes it hard for other people. I saw 2 ads today. It was 2 ads for sure. Of people that want to come here. Oh, me and my boyfriend want to live here for the ski season. We hope we can find the place. La, 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 la. Right? And people are starting to get annoyed. They're starting to say, see, because I've been kicked out of groups and stuff. You can't, the moderators, the control freaks, you can't have any contrary opinion. No, you got to think like everybody else, or you're mean, or you're a jerk. Why are you so angry? Why? Because the deck is stacked and it's freaking ridiculous, So they want, these people want to come, and this one is like, this one woman said there's a housing crisis here, and there's a lot of locals that are becoming homeless because of it.
A lot of locals?
Yeah, people that are evidently have been from here,
Oh.
And then I ask myself, well, if you've been here your whole life, that gave you plenty of time to do something to put yourself in better standing.
Yeah.
I mean, my housing situation is because of fucking baby mamas, or not baby mamas, mama's boys. That's mama's boys. They're the real trouble. All the mama's boys in the world, They can't take care of themselves because mom always took care of them, and then they find a lady to take care of them. How many times have I seen that story? And people think it's so cute. Oh, my son, he'll always be mama's little boy. He's 30 years old. He has kids of his own. It's just, I don't know. It's silly to me. I just don't, I see, and that's the thing is, I don't understand how some groups of people get support in life and then some people just don't. They just don't. No matter how hard they work, no matter how hard they try to fit in. It sucks living on this planet, man, with the way that people make stuff up and the rules and stuff. It is so hard for me. I can't even have a conversation with people. Cause I was at the nail trimming place, and people just they just slow blink at me. They just don't even, oh yeah, okay. They don't even know how to respond to me.
Respond to
yeah, they don't even, it's just, ugh, living on planet Earth is stupid. So, anyway, I'm still not sleeping. I'm not sleeping, and it's wearing on me. And the dogs are all extra sensitive, and there's been all this seismic activity. There's a earthquake yesterday in Texas, and somebody on I think it was Space Observers said that he felt it in Roswell, New Mexico.
Oh, wow.
And so I know that the dogs are feeling the seismic activity and stuff like that. And I'm always sensitive, man. I'm so... I'm ready to receive some external freaking distractions so I don't always have to freaking think about things. Or work, or try to tune out and avoid thinking about things. That's just as equally as annoying. But I feel like if I had more people in my life, I've always felt like this, that it's just, they're just distractions, And that if I'm listening to them and thinking about them, I'm not worried about myself or anything that's going on in my life, right? I just can't seem to find freaking people that are just... where it's kind of a balanced exchange, you know what I mean?
Balance, yes.
It's very imbalanced. And I've put up with a lot of freaking crap just to have people in my life before. And the older I get, the less I'm willing to do that, so I just don't. So my world has just gotten very small. Because I know people don't want to hear. All the people that freaking believe in freaking politics and getting their stupid little sticker and that their fucking vote counts and all that shit, they don't ever want to hear about how I think it's a circle jerk of greed. None of it's real. It's all reindeer games and it's all money laundering, and none of it goes to help people that need it. And it never has. It never has. See, I used to think that because I didn't need help. I set myself up that I didn't need any help. I went to college. I was a mechanic in the Air Force. I went to college. I got a degree in IT. I got all this experience in life and job and worked in all these different places, met all these different people. And then what happens is I can't be a part of that world anymore because I got to be a stay-at-home daughter. And then that world that I can't be a part of anymore doesn't give a fuck about me because I don't feed that growth system. And more people are going to have their opportunity unless their parents have a lot of money. I know a lot of people, their parents have a lot of money and they get to spend $4,000 a month to keep them in a place where they could live by themselves. But, that's how. The Reservation Dogs episode I watched earlier a little while ago was, I feel like that's how people should pass, at their home with their loved ones around them, And it's just too bad that not enough people get an opportunity to live a life where they can fill a room, where they can fill a room at the end of their life with people that love them and that they were glad that they were alive, that it's so hard, that the world has gotten so hard that you can't even find those people. And if you do find those people, it's because, well, you're paying for something. I watched my last Adam video today, Chuchibata, whatever his name is. I watched my last video of his. I listened to him like 3 years on and off because he's just another guy who is just has lived, just another guy, because there's women too. I'm not being gender specific. It's just another person that just lives this freaking charmed life. And in 3 years, I heard him tell one story about how he helped a woman who, like, her car broke down. He helped her with a tow, and she was in a bad way, and it was a hot day, and there were like people in the car that she was the caregiver of, and they were hot, and it just was a shitty situation. And that one time in 3 years, I've heard him tell this story about how he helped with a woman that really was destitute. All the other stories, because now he's asking, and now it's November, so you got to start asking for. He starts asking for backers. Am I doing it wrong? Is that what I need to do? I'm trying to freaking earn income in extra ways in increments of 2 hours by offering goods and services and things that I can do, and I can't get jack shit because I'm dealing with people that don't have any value or worth in themselves, so they don't recognize it in me to give me what I'm worth, right? So this guy, he gets his backers, okay? It's all well and good if he didn't just, in the last couple months, talk about how his wife let him buy a new Jeep. We don't need to get into how I feel about people that drive Jeeps. I don't think people should drive cars that they can't change the tire to. It's funny to me to see all these Jeeps on freaking tow trucks. But your man's a man, I just, whatever. It's whatever. So he just buys his wife let him buy a brand new Jeep. And so he got a Jeep, and then he and his family just went on a week's vacation. Who stays at Disney World for a week? Somebody that isn't doing enough for other people, that's who. And astrology shouldn't afford people that much. See, that's the thing, is people can have whatever they want. Take it. To have all that richness, have abundance, do all that stuff. It's not that world anymore, man. There's too many people that just need basic stuff, and there's a huge disconnect. Huge disconnect. So, who's going to have to get creative? The individual. The individuals are going to have to get creative. I went out, was it yesterday? And the kid was at the park making sandwiches. It was cold yesterday too, and he comes out on Wednesdays. I guess he works on a farm too, and he had a thing of butternut squash soup, and I was like, it's because of you I made some. Because I came out and had some that day, and I was like, you know what, I gotta make me some of this. I said, it's a pain in the ass with the butternut squash shells. They're so hard. And I did the microwave thing for a few minutes, and I just ended up cutting around the outside and cubing it then. And then he said that his farm, though, they sell it, they grow them there, and the skins are softer. So he didn't have that tough time like they do at what you get at the store. So anyway, but that was cool to see him coming out, Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll get a propane stove, and then I'll make like spaghetti and stuff like that, and I make big amounts. And then I get like garlic bread and stuff, and then bring that down to the park and feed people.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Or tuna casserole or whatever, whatever.
Bring it to.
Yeah. So you start, you get people to go down there. Just so people get a warm meal, It's something about a warm, hot meal. One of the reasons why I'm so freaking adamant about helping out the people at the bottom, because we're only as good as our society is, only as good as we treat those at the bottom, man. We gotta shorten the spectrum. Right now the spectrum is so broad. You got all these pretentious rich D bags, that just, and then you got all these people that don't have food. They're not staying warm. They don't have places to live. They don't have shelter. All this stuff, and it's an imbalance, and we've got to close the gap a little bit. And it's not happening. So we're going to start seeing more consequences. We're going to start seeing more and more people freaking nutting up and losing their minds, and suicides are going to go up more, and it's just going to get worse and worse until people start getting creative with ways to make it better. And as far as all this social media stuff, like, I don't have TikTok. I never even installed it because of security questions that I had about it from the first time. I don't have Facebook app on. The only app I have on here is Twitter, and I don't even open it very often. And it's just nonsense. It's everything's a club. Everything is a club, even social media. Look what the guy's doing. He's cutting all the people that don't think like him. If they're not like him, you're out of there. And that's you don't want a bunch of freaking people like the muskrat. Ain't nobody wants that, though. I call him the muskrat. He's just another guy from someplace else that came here to make a lot of money to serve himself. Just another one of those, I look around and I see a lot of these people. How many people made their fortune, got their really good lives in here, and then now they're bailing and just leaving to other countries? They're not even going to other states from what the state that they lived in. They're going to freaking Mexico. They're going to all kinds of places, And when the going gets tough, the tough get out of the United States of America. That's what they do. It's like, nope. Nope. Don't try to do anything to make it better. Just leave, right? I don't know. Where else is there to live? I mean, where else is the whole planet is just pretty lame right now. They're doing that summit, that G20 summit. I'm so sick of these pretentious airbags freaking telling people, you got to have limits on emissions on your cars and stuff like that. And they just fly around in their freaking private jets. They don't even have one private jet. They have several private jets. And if they're not using one, then their family and friends. And it's all that stuff. That's all this stuff that just... Now they're trying to say that now they're trying to initiate this vaccine. Don't give these people any power or control. Don't do what they say. Well, how do we do that? If somebody wants to get on a plane and they don't have a vax passport, let them on the plane. Don't listen to what these freaking stupid, freaking pretentious airbags. They all need to just be lined up and racked right in the nards. All of them. I did watch a video with the ghost the lady. I do what she does. She just does it in a different way. But she reads body language and stuff like that. The body whisperer, ghost lady, or I don't know what she's called. Anyway, and there was that exchange with Chi and Trudeau, and basically he got his little ball slapped, his little wiener smacked. And he got real embarrassed in front of like the whole world. To be that guy, it's just gotta suck to be that guy. You think it would motivate him to be a better person, to have that much scrutiny, and it just doesn't. He's just another freaking rich kid who got put in charge when he had no business being put in charge. That's why when people like that end up in their positions, I just don't, there's no faith in the system. And more people don't have faith in the system these days than do. More people don't have faith in any kind of system than do. So what does that tell you about all the systems? Well, they're as corrupt as the people in charge. Yep. Hey, look, I did listen to a talk today. I can't remember if I said this before, because I talked for a half hour without hitting the go. But these people, that Taylor Green lady and stuff, they were talking about looking into Ukraine and the money laundering and all the stuff that's going on there. And that's the thing. It's like that's how they get you. Is they'll say, okay, we're gonna do this, and then nothing. It just fizzles out. That's what they do. Is they just push stuff around the table. They write stuff down. They say, or you have an election, and then and then they propose the ideas of this side, right? And then these people are happy, like with the Roe versus Wade or whatever, right? And then it goes on, and then something happens, and then they change it. So no, now this side, this side is happy, but they only present these two sides, and there's so many more ways to live than the freaking bullcrap ideologies that these freaking egghead opportunists are proposing. Rich people don't have good ideas. Most of them are parrots. Most of them stand up and talk about things of which they're told to say. They don't even have their own thoughts and ideas because they're driven by whoever is holding them up. So the game is definitely stacked. I did see that. I used to be a fan of Taylor Swift and not a Swiftie. Swift. She's just a musician, and she freaking just like, I don't know. I feel like she sacrificed her music. That was her sacrifice. And I think her mom has brain cancer too. Or something like that. But
Is the daughter too?
No. Just the mom. Anyway, with all the people that are in a hard way, to see the nonsense like that, to see like websites crash so people can spend $200-$300 on a ticket to go see her sing, it's all that life suck. It's like, with all of that, think about who could be helped. You know what I mean? With all the resources that are put into touring and just all the money and all of that, it's just diversion. It's attention diversion, The whole world shut down for 2 years, and they could have made things better. They really could have, and they didn't. And now things are going to get worse. We're just going to keep sitting back and watching. It's going to get worse. It's not going to... And people need to be scared. I hear that in a lot of talks. I'm not trying to scare... You know what? Maybe more people need to be scared, because if they're scared, they're going to freaking pay attention. Because when people are scared, they're more alert. You know, when they're not scared, they get complacent. And then this is what we get. That's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace. What are you talking about?